Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, My Hero Academia, the second part of the OVA. I think it was the Live or Die Survival, no, Do or Die Survival Training. I think is the full name. So yes, as I said in my previous commentary, this felt like a proper episode, like something that you can see in the main show. It feels kind of first season type of episode, but still it feels more connected to the plot than previous movies and previous OVAs. So it is a little bit interesting to see this one because again they leave you in a cliffhanger. It's not so obvious for you to guess or to see or whatever. I think this is a better portrait of the first OVA. Again, the first OVA, it was kind of just after the failure of the training of rescue training that we have in first season. That is the OVA, the direct continuation of the training. This one feels a little bit more, I don't know, a better continuation to said training, because yeah, now we are focusing only on the training. Because again, I believe this is the actual training. I don't think this is another villain attacking the school or another supernatural effect or anything. I think this is part of the training. How will you react when this happens? What will you do when this happens? So I think this is still part of the training. Perhaps it was never the rescue mission of this fake civilian, sorry, but it was actually, okay, what will you do if these get worse and worse and worse? I think that's what the school is trying to do, and it's a fascinating point. Once again, kind of try to get you to believe that, oh no, this is the terrible thing that's going to happen, but no, actually this is something else. That's my point of view, and this is something I have said in my previous reaction. But obviously this is a good character study and how they have grown just before the exam, because again, let's take into account that this takes in season 3, just before the license exam. Let's keep that in mind, because again, for the first half of the OVA, I was thinking, okay, how is Mirio going to do, or how will he be portrayed in here, or what is going to happen with this event, or something along those lines. I have always constantly have to remind myself this. By this moment, they don't know Mirio, they don't know Overhaul, they don't know how they did in the license exam. They don't know a lot of stuff. They don't know a lot of stuff. So I need to keep reminding that, because again, the moment they choose to put this, it's kind of odd for me. But perhaps because it's difficult to find something between season 4 and the next season, perhaps. I don't know, perhaps the next plot is way too immediate and we cannot dwell into something that is between season 4 and season 5, because we don't have time to develop said things. Perhaps is that, I don't know. Again, this is just thoughts that came to mind. But anyway, I'm starting to babble way too much about this previous OVA that you already watched, and you already hear my commentary. So let me just remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription. And if you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about the video, the reaction, or my commentary once you hear it. If you want to follow me on social media, the link to my Twitter is in the description below, alongside with my Patreon. So yes, let's cut all this presentation and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the OVA, the second part of the Do or Die Survival Training OVA of My Hero Academia. Yes, that is a mouthful. But yes, just as I predicted, which obviously wasn't that hard, everything that happened here was part of the training. There are several clues here and there, because if this was a real attack or a real accident, the teachers would say, okay, let's go in and try to rescue everybody. And we never got that sense of urgency from the teachers or from anybody. So yeah, it was kind of obvious from the moment that Kevin was acting up, and yeah, before that everything was way too easy, way too easy. And obviously, as I said in my previous commentary, this is obviously a focus on the most popular characters of the series. We got obviously Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, Yaoyorozu, Ida, Uraraka, Tsuyu, Tokoyami, Kaminari, Kirishima. All of them are kind of popular, or that is my guess, because as I said in my previous commentary, this feels like that, like the marketing process of, okay, we need to have the popular ones, and these are the popular ones, because the group is way too unbalanced to even being seen as, okay, this is worth the time. These are kind of the balance here and there, because again, we got the 3 most powerful, perhaps the 5 most powerful characters of Class 1A in one single group, and a lot of them is fighting skills. So yeah, it makes sense for it to be more of marketing stuff other than balance stuff. Again, if we see it as within universe, this is highly unbalanced. A teacher wouldn't do that. A teacher would try to balance the groups and trying to make it worth it. But obviously it was more of marketing. Again, this obviously has no real meaning within the show canon. Nothing is gained, nothing is lost. We don't see that character progression. We only see kind of a fun adventure in a 2-part that feels like an episode or 2 of the show. That's it. Again, it doesn't have much deeper consequences. I don't think this is even canon. And again, let me refer to canon to something that really has an impact on the canon series, not just is mentioned here and there. It's not just okay, yeah, here and there, but in actuality it affects nothing. If you take away this arc from these 2 OVAs from the main arc, nothing will change. If you take the movie that we saw last time away from the existence, nothing will change. If you take the OVAs, the previous OVAs, from the canon existence, nothing will change within the show. That's why, hell, if you take the first movie, the first Boku no Hero Academia movie, when they went to this island, and you take that and remove it from existence, doesn't change at all what we saw in canon. Meanwhile, if you take away any of the arcs that are within the show, that creates a problem, that creates something that doesn't make sense for later episodes. So that's why I do not consider any of the movies, any of the OVAs canon, not even this one. But this one is the one that feels more akin to the show, more close to the show. So yes, that is a positive point. But the problem with this little arc, with these OVAs, that we have a lot of boring moments. We have a lot of kind of moments in which not move the plot, and since they cannot build character development, they don't have anything. They kind of feel like spaces to be filled. That's the problem I have with this OVA. Again, it's not to say it's a bad OVA, it just feels like that. It feels kind of empty, to lack of a better word. And it's interesting to see, it's kind of character confirmation for me, because again, since this OVA is not canon, since this OVA will not have a bigger impact, it cannot dwell with what My Hero Academia does best, character development. So they cannot do the strongest point of My Hero Academia. That's why it feels weird. It's kind of a snack between seasons. It's kind of saying, okay, yeah, have this one while we work on the real treat, while we work on the real show. So that's why I find it kind of lackluster. It's not bad, but it's not the same level of the show. As I said, it feels kind of one season-ish, in my opinion. Obviously, we have the classic interpretation. Okay, the only smart people, or the people who can really think ahead, is Yajirosu, is Midoriya, and is Bakugo, thanks to Todoroki's inner monologue or outer monologue. I don't remember. We kind of have that moment, that confirmation, that character confirmation for these three, that these are the people that he respects. Perhaps Bakugo a little bit less, but he respected nonetheless. We got Midoriya that really tries to save everybody by staying behind, but again, this is something that we knew before, so there is no surprise there. We got Yajirosu that's trying to give it all by creating this huge object. We know how the power works, so yeah, we know this. She's put in an extra effort. We have seen in the previous OVA how Araka is really struggling with all of that because her power has a limit. We have the efforts of everybody, and it's kind of portraying what we saw in the last 4 seasons of the series. Everything that we see in these characters, the small moments that we see within these characters, it's the portrayal of what we saw in the previous 4 seasons. So again, it's kind of character confirmation, let's say. It's not character development, it's character confirmation. Obviously, we got to see how smart Bakugo is, how smart Midoriya is, by saying, okay, what they can do to escape in this situation, Todoroki and Bakugo. Okay, they can do this and they can do this, and this is probably the Bakugo's plan. But obviously we need a little bit more success in that plan, so I'm going to add to that plan something else so it will be more precise and we can be getting out of this place by our own means. And so yes, again, it's kind of showing off the 3 big characters of Class 1A. We got the overwhelming power of Todoroki because he portrayed the power by creating this blockade and kind of generating the enough pressure so they can use the geyser strategy. We got Bakugo, who thought of the plan and has the strength to make it happen, and then we have Midoriya, who perfected the plan and even helped out when Bakugo wasn't capable of destroying the ceiling in the ideal way. So yes, we have these 3 that are showing off and are keep showing off because they are who are in control in the previous OVA and in this new OVA. So that's what we saw in these 2 special episodes. Again, we are kind of discarding the other half of the group because they are not popular enough, and I'm going to stick with Satiri because again, they are focusing on this group, and especially for the like that happens in the end, that these took the whole day. And obviously the other ones are going to be left behind. They did nothing, they are not important for the plot. And yes, I know I had this complaint by the movie that they try to cram way too many characters in one scene. While what they should have done is just take the important ones for the plot and make them arrive to the island. It's not much of a complaint, it's an observation in this case, that yes, the rest are not important for the plot of these 2 episodes, so we can forget about it. And a great way to do it is divided by 2, not balance them down, no balance the group at all, so just take the popular ones and the unpopular ones in the other one. The unpopular ones we are not even going to see. So yes, it's kind of more of an observation here more than a complaint that what is going on. So yes, it's an interesting episode, it's an entertaining episode, but obviously I don't think it's in the same height as the 4th season or even the 3rd season. I think it's more in the 1st season category here. I like it, yes I did. I don't think it's that good, that's true. I don't think it's that spectacular. I say it kind of feels like the regular episodes, but still there are hints here and there that this is not the case. Again, an interesting OVA, and I don't think I have much to say about this one. So let me just remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription, and turn notifications. You can get up to date with whatever we're doing with the channel. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about the episode, about my reaction, or the commentary in general. If you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm the worst person in the world because I didn't like the OVA, or if you think I'm the best person in the world because I share your own opinion, just let me know. But yes, I have nothing else to say. Oh yes, follow me on Twitter, and the Patreon is down in the description alongside with the Twitter. And yes, now really, the only thing I have to say is thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.